UFC figueiredo versus Sandhagen just went down, and yeah, let's just say there was a few surprises on this card for sure. I only really paid attention to the top two fights because I was busy doing other things, and I wasn't really concerned for like the Daniel Rodriguez's types because it's not like they really have like a championship material skill set. So I kind of only really paid attention to the Bo Nickal and the Cory Sandhagen fight. And I know I said Bo Nickal was going to win, but I just figured he had plot armor or something. Reinier to Ritter, he's really good. It just didn't look like he was. I don't know. I didn't think that he would do it this easy. I was really shocked. I was really like blown away. The fact that Bo Nickal, the second some adversity hit, it looked like he didn't know what to do. And it just goes to show what that kind of mentality, I guess, he has, where he just thinks that his wrestling is going to get him everywhere, and he just thinks he's some world beater. And I think a lot of that, I don't even think Bo Nickal's 100% to blame. I think like the DCs, the Chaels telling, yeah, he's gonna dominate Kamzat. Shut up, bruh. Like, this isn't the 90s. You can't just come off the American wrestling mats and become a champion anymore. Like, this is 2025. I think not only that, I think Bo Nickal, his problem is he's more of an athlete than he is a fighter. Like he's more of like I don't know. I don't think he belongs in the UFC. Not saying like he of course he's won a lot of fights, but I just don't think he has championship mettle. I really don't. I think that when the going gets tough, we've seen him wilt. We've seen him. I don't know if quit is the right word, but the second some like punches were starting to hit, he looked like he didn't know what he was doing. He knew he couldn't really get De Ridder on the ground and keep him there. And it just, I don't know. I was really disappointed with Bo Nickal. I was really, really disappointed. I never thought he was going to be this, world beater. Like I kind of stopped listening to the American wrestlers because I think they're just beyond biased. I think, obviously, you want to go with your, you want to root for your people, but at the same time, it's like, you got to have some realism in your eyes as well. Like, Bo Nickal, I don't know. He doesn't have that bite on your mouthpiece, swing for the fences like a Poirier and a Gaethje have. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You don't want to just be a brawler either. I think there needs to be like a fine balance between athlete and fighter because you need the athleticism to get ahead of a lot of the people who don't take the sport as seriously, to get all these, crazy different techniques like these wheel kicks. Like you need a lot of athleticism to throw those. You can't just like a Strickland. It still blows my mind how Strickland fucking became champion. I'll never live that down, man. I don't understand that, but that's besides the point. I also think that Reinier de Ridder was being criminally overlooked. It wasn't as bad as Bo Nickal's recent fights where it's like minus 6 billion for him to win. I think it was only like minus 300. But at the same time, people want to dog on the other promotions, and that's the thing. I don't watch any of the other promotions either, I'll be honest. I only watch UFC. And, I think people really counted him out. De Ridder has so much experience. I think what was he, like 34? And he has a lot of fights under his belt. I think he won 2 belts on the other promotions, and, it doesn't mean much to the UFC fans, but, it is something. And that experience, that will to keep going. And it's like, I just think that, I don't know. I think Bo Nickal really got a reality check. And I feel like Bo Nickal's the type of guy where I feel like he might even quit after this kind of performance. I think he might retire from the sport because I don't know, man. I just don't think that he has what it takes to become even top 5. You can't learn on the job in the middleweight rankings in the top 15. I'm sorry, you just can't. Like maybe Bo Nickal would beat like Michel Pereira or Abu Magomedov, but I don't know. Like those guys have zero cardio. But I don't know. As long as you have some takedown defense and know what you're doing on the ground and some striking, you can really just get rid of Bo Nickal, man, if you're in the top 15. And it's just, I think a lot of people are going to be really, really disappointed, especially this week when people are going to make their reaction videos and everything. And I really look forward to looking at Chael Sonnen's videos, DC's videos. I can't wait to see what their excuses are because I don't know. I don't hate Bo Nickal at all. I really don't. But I'm just watching him get like put on his back. I'm like thinking of DC and Chael, like, oh, Bo Nickal's a world beater. He, his wrestling, he's next level. His grappling, no one can take him down. And I'm just seeing him just like on his back, like a fish out of water. And I'm just like, why isn't Bo Nickal standing up? Why isn't he just dominating him? Why isn't he just, ragdolling him, throwing him across the cage like fucking King Kong? And it's just very amusing. I think, I don't know. I think Bo Nickal, if I'm Bo Nickal, honestly, I go back to wrestling. And I probably try out for those Olympic things or whatever like he wants to do. I just don't think that this is the right sport. I don't think it's the right fit for Bo Nickal. I think it's another one of these manufactured stars where they want him to be the star, they want him to be the king of the show, but I don't think he's there. I don't think he has that fighter mentality. And he's just too prim and proper too. It's like, how's all these media training? It's just, I don't know. Bo Nickal never really did anything for me, to be honest with you. I don't hate the guy, like I said, but I don't know. I just don't see him having a long future in the UFC for sure. He doesn't. I don't know. He just doesn't give off the fighter vibe. Like, I know a lot of people were shitting on Leon Edwards for his last performance, but I don't know. I think they're kind of in the same boat. They're more of an athlete than they are a fighter, and it is what it is. Like, you can't fault the guy. Like, he clearly got somewhere with his wrestling and his previous career and all that, and Penn State and all that, but you need a lot more to become a contender in the UFC than just merit alone. And I can't wait to see what's next for DeRitter. DeRitter called out Strickland, and I'd love for DeRitter to beat Strickland because I don't know. I'm just so sick of Strickland. It's just, people are saying it's like you always to the death. Yeah, we're gonna go to war, and then just like just hide behind his jab, throw teeps. I'm just so sick of Strickland. And like, I used to find him funny, a few fights ago, but I feel like his material is kind of over. I feel like a lot of people, like, no one was ever a fan of his striking style. I think they were just haters of Adesanya or Dricus or whoever that he was fighting at the time. Sure, he has like some diehard, like real American, like they love his politics and all that, but I don't know. I think it's really wearing off even on his own fan base. Like, I've seen his engagements down. I think especially that last Dricus fight, people were just like, what the fuck are we watching here, man? Like, it's just pathetic, Stop saying you're going to go to war if you're just going to hide behind your jab. And I think a lot of times as well, the pay-per-view is so fucking expensive these days. And, fool me once, shame on... Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once or twice, shame on me. Something like that. And I just think people are really sick of the whole song and dance of Strickland. And I think DeRitter, is he some world beater? No. Is he a big talker? No. But I'd much rather have him at the top of the sport than I would at Strickland at this point. I just find that Strickland, it's kind of like, when you have those stuffed animals as a kid and you press the button and it's just like, it only has a few sayings. I think Strickland's at that point where it's just like, he said everything he can say. It just comes off as forced now. And it's just weak. His trash talk is weak at this point. And I'd like to see DeRitter get him out of there for sure. I hate his style, and as much as people shit on Covington, and I agree, I don't think Covington it was ever world class, like top 5, I mean. Like, obviously he was top 10 or whatever, but I don't think he should ever have been at the top of that division. And I think both of Strickland and Covington are the same thing. Talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, They did walk the walk a few times, but at this point in their careers, I just don't care to see either one of them fight. And I don't know. I would love for DeRitter to get that fight. As far as Bo Nickal, if he does stay with the sport, I think he should probably move down division. He looks undersized for middleweight. I don't know. I don't know if taking time off would be the right play. Sure, he got TKO'd, but it wasn't like a knockout or a concussion or anything. It was just more knees to the body. I think if anything, maybe he does have some injuries in the ribs and all that area, but I don't know. To me, I don't know if I even care where Bo Nickal goes from here, man. I really don't. Like, I don't know, especially seeing his last performance against Paul Craig and then this. The Bo Nickal hype train has just fully fucking gone off the rails and crashed into the cliffside, man. It is done. And I don't think Bo Nickal will ever be able to become top 5 in either welterweight or middleweight. That's just my opinion. I wish the best for the guy. I don't hate the guy. I know a lot of people were hate watching this weekend, and rightfully so. I think a lot of people can't stand the whole prim and proper media trained, everyone forcing him down the throat. I get that, but I don't think he's a bad kid. I just don't think he's UFC material. I really don't. And yeah, next we got Figueiredo versus Cory Sandhagen, and that surprised me. Like, generally, Cory Sandhagen is not a finisher. And I remember at the end, like, Bisping went up to ask him, it's like, unfortunate how it ended, buddy. Or, unlucky. Sorry. And Cory's like, what? Unlucky? Like, that's 50-50. Like, that's what he knows how to do. He knows how to break people's knees in that position. And what really shocked me was that generally in high-level MMA, you don't ever see, like, these leg locks. Like, I remember people were fucking losing their mind when Cyril Gane did that to Ngannou and threw that position and tried to do, like, the ankle lock or whatever. And I'm just, like, watching Figueiredo in round 1 just stick onto the Cory's leg and then just get hit. Bing, bing, bing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it was Figueiredo not showing up or if Cory Sandhagen leveled up a lot. Cory Sandhagen, I wish he had a lot more power in his hands. I was surprised he wasn't throwing as many kicks to the head as normal. He got some mean calf kicks too. Those were pretty nice. But yeah, no, I definitely was not seeing this. I thought Cory was going to win by decision, but no. I'm impressed with his performance, and he was calling for a title shot. And you know what? At this point, honestly, if Merab beats O'Malley, you look at that top 5, there's really no one else Merab has to fight. And if Merab wants to keep busy, and I think Merab probably beats O'Malley again. I don't think it's going to be as easy as the first time, but I still think Merab will just drown him. And yeah, I think if Merab wins, you give Cory the title shot. It's about time. I don't think he's ever gotten the title shot. If he has, I think, maybe was it against Aljamain? I don't know if that was for the title. I wasn't really following that closely their careers back then, but yeah. I think it's about, besides the point, I think it's about time that Cory Sandhagen got his title shot. He lost to Umar. It is what it is, but I don't know. I just don't think there's anyone else in the top 5 for Cory to fight. I mean, you can do the rematch with Jan, and you can do a few rematches, but I don't know. I say just to give Merab a new opponent, and I know that I don't think they're going to give Pantoja the title shot moving upwards, because I just don't think they're really high on Pantoja. I think Pantoja's a great fighter, but I just don't think they want him to be at the middle or the bantamweight as well. It is what it is. And then you look at Figueiredo. His knee got fucking wrecked. He's, 37? I think it's probably time for him to call it a day. You're getting up to that ancient age for those lower weight classes. Like, 37 is old. I think Pereira might be 37, 36, 37. And, he's looking older there. In these 135 weight classes, 125, 145 even, like, I know Volk broke the curse, but I don't know. I think Deiveson's got to hang it up, man. Especially since he's going to be out for a while, have to repair his knee and all that. I was surprised he didn't retire in the ring. Maybe it was just because he was focused on the pain of the injury and all that, but it is what it is. And yeah, no, I'm just... Even if, let's say, O'Malley beats Merab, I think they run the Cory Sandhagen fight, because maybe O'Malley... I don't know if O'Malley would want to do that Peter Yan again, and definitely Umar needs to win another one. I think a lot of people are pissed off when he just beat Cory Sandhagen and got the title shot, so Umar is definitely going to have to fight again. I think his coach was saying he's going to come back around October. Peter Yan wants to fight Umar, but I don't know if he wants to wait that long. But we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, I'd like to see Cory Sandhagen versus O'Malley and Merab. just let him know how good he is. You know, he says he's the best he's ever looked, the best he's ever felt. His skill set's all complete. Let him find out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's a lot of stars in the bantamweight division anyways. So you just do Cory Sandhagen versus the winner, and then you just put that underneath, I don't know, one of the higher weight classes, like maybe a 55 title defense, or, you know, 185 title defense, either or. And yeah, no. I'd like to see Cory Sandhagen get his dues. I'd like to see Cory Sandhagen get the title shot. I know he's not the most exciting promoter. He's not the most exciting, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him reach the top. You know, he seems like a good guy too, and it is what it is. Like, I know I bitch and whine about the lack of promotion, but you know, it is what it is. Like, bantamweight's never been known as these, you know, exciting fucking personalities ever. So it's going to be a good fight regardless, whether it's O'Malley or Merab. I'd prefer to see O'Malley versus Sandhagen just because of the... Because that's the thing. If Merab's going to win, we know how it's going to happen. You know, it's going to be a little close in the beginning, and then he's just going to keep taking him down, and then he's just going to drown him, and then Cory Sandhagen's going to be so tired in the, you know, third, fourth, fifth. I don't know. I'd much rather see him versus O'Malley, see how they mix it up, see how they do it. Because their frames are about the same, you know, their skill sets, they're different but similar. Like, they both have good striking. You know, Cory's brought in a lot of more wrestling in these days. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what the future holds for Sandhagen and De Ridder. Hopefully De Ridder gets his call of Sean Strickland, and hopefully Sandhagen gets his title shot. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys next time.